everyone, welcome to Study with Manjula and I am your friend Manjula Shri. So today we are going to deal with landforms of the earth part 2. In part 1 we have learned about landform, about the forces causing the landforms and the three names of the landforms. So we are going to learn in detail about the landform. So today we are going to learn about the mountains. Today our topic is mountains. So let me make the space to get. Okay. Mountains. What we know about mountains? Let me tell. Mountains are of height more than 900 meters. More than 900 meters. Next is they have steep slopes. What? Steep slopes. Next, they have conical peaks. And of high altitude. What? High altitude. I have said about this word altitude in the last video. Altitude means what? Height. So the mountain's height should be more than 900 meters. If it will be less than 900 meter, then it will become a hill. That is the difference between a hill and a mountain. And steep slopes. Steep slope means I will show you one diagram. See, here there is a mountain. Well, this is a mountain and this is a hill. You can see it is difficult to climb this mountain while walking or trekking. This hill, it can be easily climbed because it have gentle slope, but this mountain have steep slopes. Okay. Next is a conical peaks. Conical peak means the top. It will be conical means sharp, and high altitude means it will be of high altitude. Obviously, if it is of more than 900 meter, then the high altitude will be also more, right? Now next, according to the mountain's origin, according to their formation, mountains are classified into three types. What are those? We are going to learn. One is, the first type of the mountain is fold mountain. It is written in big letters. Fold mountains. What are these fold mountains? In the word itself we have fold. Means the mountains are also folded. In this geography, this subject, there is an advantage. According to their formation only the names will be given. Like the first type of mountain is fold mountain. The next type is volcanic mountains. And the next type is block mountains. According to their name only, their shapes, their formation will be dependent. So the first type of mountain is the fold mountains. I will show you a diagram here. See, here there is a land. Here are the folds. Now, this is the diagram of a fold mountain. Yes, this is actually diagram representing you. If it's not good, please don't scold me. Okay. Here there are the layers of the rocks. These fold mountains are formed through rock strata. What? Rock strata. What is this rock strata? Rock strata are the layers of the sedimentary rocks. Now these layers you can see, Those are the rock strata. When this land is present, the force from both the directions horizontally work on a land and it just compresses the land. I'll show you one example. See, if you take a paper, you know paper fan? Not paper fan. What happened to my English? I don't know. You know paper fan, right? We'll fold that paper and make it as a fan, right? There is a plain paper. You take plain paper, we have folded. After folding it, again you'll make the paper plain. It will not become plain. Just a small waves will come. When you fold the paper in that fan shape, hand fan shape, it will be somewhat like this. But again, if you plane the paper, again it will not become plain. Again some waves will be, waves you can see, right? So when you will push from both the sides of this paper, again it will come into this form. This is the process how these fold mountains are formed. You know, I have said in the part 1 about endogenic and exogenic forces. These fold mountains are formed due to endogenic force. These mountains are formed due to endogenic force. How? Tectonic plates. See, this is the land level. Here are the tectonic plates. These two tectonic plates collide with each other. Whatever the plate with the more weight, if the tectonic plate, one of the tectonic plate is having more weight, it will come down, and the other plate which is of lighter weight will go up. See, these are the plates, you think. If this is the weight one, which have more weight, and this have less weight, whatever the weight is there, the plate which have more weight will go down while colliding, and whatever the lighter one it is there, it will go up. In this way also fold mountains are formed. So here the land is exerting pressure in both the directions. This is one of the endogenic force, because this force, this pressure is happening below the land. I mean the earth's surface level, below it's happening. Okay. Now fold mountains, what are the characteristics of fold mountains? They extend in a vast area. And most of the mountains in our world are fold mountains. Now according to their origin, according to their form, according to their time of origin, fold mountains are divided again into two. One is young fold mountains, MTS I'll write in short form, and other one is old fold mountains. Young fold mountains and old fold mountains. Again in the word you can see young. Here you can see old. Means these mountains are old, these mountains are new. That's it. Whatever the mountains, whatever the fold mountains are there, which are formed just recently. Recently means not today or yesterday. Many 20 years back, 50 years back, that is recent. Okay. So these young fold mountains are the mountains which are formed just recently, means time period, some of the time period it has. The young fold mountains characteristics are, they have high altitude is high, they have steep slopes and a conical peak. Okay. So the examples of young fold mountains are Himalayas. We have Himalayas we have young fold mountains, and we have Atlas. Atlas, not the Atlas book, the name of that mountain, Atlas. Okay. Next we have, not only according to the time of origin, but also according to the characteristic, you have to classify whether it is a young fold or a old fold. Now the characteristics of old fold and the time of origin is quite opposite to young fold mountains. Old fold mountains are formed many years ago. Many years means not 100. More than that. thousands of years ago if the mountain is formed, then it is an old fold. Means how many years ago it should be formed. And the characteristics are quite opposite of young fold. Means this young fold have high altitude, this old fold mountains will have low altitude, and the young fold mountains have steep slopes, old fold mountains will have gentle slopes. And next one is and the one word conical peaks. So old fold mountains will have rounded peaks. These are the characteristics. Now the examples are, in India we have Aravalli range, and other example is Ural mountains. You know Ural mountains, it have one of the importance. It divides Eurasia into Asia and Europe. These mountain range divide Asia and Europe. Okay. Now this is about the fold mountains. Fold mountain is divided into two, young fold mountain and old fold mountain. Now you have got a clear clarity about fold mountains. Now let us go to the next type of mountains. Those are block mountains. Second type of mountain is what? Block mountains. Sweating very badly. Okay, block mountains. In the word itself we have block. Now I'll show you a diagram. So this is a block mountain. See, this is like a block. These are like blocks. So that's why the name is given block mountains. These block mountains are also formed due to endogenic force. Due to endogenic force. How? These block mountains are formed due to some faults on the earth. Now how are these faults formed? These faults on the earth are formed due to a force that is known as tensional force. What? Tensional force. Tensional force. Now what is this tensional force? This force makes a land apart. Makes a land apart. Apart means submerging or uplifting. Again, how does tensional force occur? In the tectonic plates only. When these tectonic plates move, see, there is a land here, plain land you think, and the tectonic plates are moving, and the land here, whatever it is there, here this part will raise. This part will raise. This part have came here. Okay, so that's why this peak, whatever this block mountain's peak will be flat. Block mountain's peak will be flat because it had come from a plain land. It had been raised, uplifted. Now characteristics of these block mountains are, it have plain peaks. They don't have actually a peak, but it is a plain land, and they have steep slopes and have high altitudes. Examples of block mountains we have are, in India we have two block mountains. In India we have two block mountains. What are those? Vindhya, what is that? Satpura, Vindhya range and Satpura range in India. These are block mountains. And other one is Black Forest. Black Forest, not Black Forest flavor. Black Forest mountain, it is a block mountain in Germany. In Germany, Black Forest, Vindhya and Satpura range in India we have. So these are the examples of block mountains and about the block mountains. There is not much about to say. Okay, you have understood, I think so. So most of all the landforms are formed due to endogenic forces only. Okay, now let us go to the next type of mountain, that is volcanic mountain. Volcanic mountain. Volcanic mountain, in the name itself we have volcanic, means this mountain is related to what? Volcano. Okay, we will take one volcano here. Here there is a land. Here the hole from where this lava will come out is known as vent. What? Vent. From this vent, this lava vent. Okay? Remember, from the vent, lava vent. Okay? So, when this lava comes out or the volcanic material erupts from the vent, this lava solidifies. After coming out, it solidifies and form a conical peak at the top. Closing the vent, it will form a conical peak. In that way, volcanic mountains are formed. Simple. And again, when the lava erupts, again it will erupt. See, it will make its own vent. It will make its own. Whether this one is closed or not closed, it will make. When it is erupting, it will come out and that hole is known as vent. Again, so we can say that this volcanic mountain increases their height. Okay, increasing how? See, this is the volcano. It have been erupted. A cone will be formed. And again from there, it is a volcano. It will erupt. Again it will erupt. Again a cone will be formed. Like that it will increase this height. Not much height. A little inch. Okay. So in this way volcanic mountains are formed. Now the examples of volcanic mountains are, so this is also endogenic force only. Lava is coming from the earth's surface. So this is also caused due to what? Endogenic force. So the examples of volcanic mountains are, we have Mount Etna, different names you have to remember. Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, and you know Mount Kilimanjaro, and Mount Fujiyama. So these are the examples of volcanic mountains. Now we have understood, I think so, about the mountains, the three types of mountains we have learned. Now let us know what are the importance of mountains. The first one is, it will control the climate. It will moderate the climate. Second one is, it will work as a barrier. Barrier, you know, barrier from the weather, harsh weathers, and barrier from the enemies. In India we have Himalayas, which will work as a barrier from the China. Okay. Next, for grazing, cattle grazing. Cattle grazing, you know cattle, group of sheep, goats, cows, etc. Grazing, you know, eating grass. These cattle, how it's helpful? Mountains will have snow, where there will be grass. Mountains will have snow, there is a reason, because it is in a high altitude, there will be temperature. While going more and more above, temperature will decrease. So that's why snow will be there. In the grounds, there will see mountain will have soil or sedimentary materials. Rain will fall there also. Grass will come. There only this cattle grazing will be taking place. At the grounds, not at the peak. See these sheep, these animals will not go to the peak and they will graze. At the grounds, they will do their work. Why to disturb them? Next is for mineral extracting. For some mountains have many minerals, their mining also takes place, and we'll get minerals which will be helpful for industries. Next is tourism. Mostly for this people will come. Most importance now became is tourism. season near mountains. Yes or no? So these are all the importance of mountains. Now here we are completing the part 2 of the chapter. In part 3 we are going to learn about plateaus. Till then, keep watching. Thank you.